Hello, good morning. This is a big sigh morning. Anyway, hello. You've landed on Knit LA here on YouTube, and I am so glad that you're here and joining in. My name is Andrea, and I am a knitter and painter and mentor from Los Angeles. And I'm wearing no sleeves today, but that is not because it's warm enough to do so. It was really just because I wanted to show off my little new shawlette, which I will talk about. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. It's just the final push for the high schoolers and the middle schoolers. My son is actually culminating and unbelievably will be going to high school next year. Amazing. Time is just rolling away. But I'm here to talk about some knitting, and also got a chance to experience the LA yarn crawl, which was so fun. Especially because I did it with one of my knitting besties, Jeannie, and she showed up in a video that I posted on Instagram. So if you all happen to see that, that was one of my special knitting friends. And yarn crawl was really great to be out and about. And there's just nothing like buying yarn in person. There's just no comparison. And we both felt very inspired to make an effort to shop locally. There were a few places that we didn't even get to. But I'll share more of the details of that at the end of the episode, I guess. Some people aren't that into acquisitions, I suppose, but I didn't have too many, but love everything I got. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I accomplished in the last couple of weeks, which is a fair amount of small things, which was really cool. So I'm a little befuddled by the whole summer knitting, because number one, it does get very hot here, and any sort of knitwear is like the last thing I want to put on my body. I have been swatching with the Isayer Linen Trio, and this is kind of a DK. It's really hard to see, isn't it? Sorry about that. Why is it so hard to see? Well, maybe it's just too dark. It's like a deep, deep green and black, and it's the Trio yarn, and I originally purchased it to make this beautiful seashell set, but my gauge was, I couldn't get gauge actually. I've put it together, and I washed it and blocked it, and it does have a better feeling, but I don't know. I don't think this is would be my go-to fabric for warm weather. And I think I just need to embrace it. And truthfully, I can make camisoles and little tanks for all year round here. And I am making a camisole, so I'll show you the progress on that. But anyway, I have sort of landed on what my summer knitting wow, I'm losing my brain. Sorry, these words are escaping me. I'm in serious menopause, like hell, words disappear. It's really frightening, actually. Okay, what did I mean to say? I meant to say that I think the direction of my summer knitting is going to be these incredible little collars and shawlettes. And I've shared on here before this wonderful designer, Miki Teriyaki, and she has designed two very sweet little things that I have knit and loved. One was for my sister, called the Cantabile collar. Everything that I talk about, by the way, will be listed in the comment section below. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, of course. And the second, well, that was a gift for my sister, which was actually very big of me to actually continue with it as a gift because I loved it so much, and I'm definitely gonna make myself one. These are all one skein projects, and that in and of itself is a wonderful thing because I have a million one-offs, and so this is a great way to use them up. So the second pattern is this gorgeous, precious little shawlette, and this is called the Campanella shawl, and I don't know if you can really see. It's a very basic lace shawl with this adorable ruffly edge. I love the ruffles, you know. So this is, how perfect is this? Okay, like I will be wearing this summer. Sorry, I'm trying to see what I'm doing. This is the back. Let me see if I can show you the back. Anyway, it's just that little extra something to put on, and it just makes me feel like, you know, I got it going on. So anyway, this again is the Campanella shawl by Miki Teriyaki. I knit this with Madeline Tosh, Merino Linen+HOLO, and I'll list the color name below, but it has these amazing like speckles of color, and I'll see if I can get up close enough. But every once in a while there's like a neon green or a punchy blue, and while I was knitting it, it just made me so happy when I would see these little blips of bright colors. And the yarn is extremely soft. It blocks beautifully. I would love to make another one of these, maybe in like a solid color. I know a lot of people have made solid colors, variegated colors, all the things, but it is very precious. And as you can see, it just fits beautifully right on my shoulder. Yeah, love it. Another beautiful accessory that I completed, which I'm not gonna put on because it's a whole thing, but is another party bow. For those of you who have joined recently, you may or may not know that I designed a pattern that was released in January called the party bow. And essentially it's just a very exaggerated, fun knitted bow. And I knit mine in very neutral colors, which I love because it's like this wonderful sort of contrast between like the object and then what it's made of. It's like this sort of like subtle, but wow. So, and I kind of love things like that. So I have a good friend that is part of I'm in a wonderful group of women artists, and we get together pretty much every month. And she really wanted one of the party bows. And so I had to make her one. She's also moving away, so that was another incentive for me to make her one. But I'm gonna try and hold it up. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's on. I will hold it up a little closer. This one has, well, they all have really nice chunky middles and really nice long tie, you know, strips that hang down. And so you can wear it inside of a jacket, or you can wear it over something, and these like just sort of kind of hang down, and it's a really great look. So I'm very excited. She picked out these colors. This is made by, the yarn is from Lamb & Kid, which I think makes this pattern just really shine. Also because it's just so incredibly soft. And the colors were, so it's a strand of Big Birdie and a strand of Birdie held together. And I believe the Big Birdie was called Chalet. And it's just an icy blue. And then the minty green is called Buttermint, I believe. But it's just, they're both just incredibly gorgeous. And they made a beautiful fabric and a beautiful color. So I'm very excited to give that to her. And if anyone is interested, I'll link the pattern below. But you can find it in Ravelry by just searching the party bow, and it comes right up. So yeah, so that was another very fun, this is a quick knit. This didn't even, I think this is maybe 2 days for me, because I'm doing a million other things too. Yeah, so yeah, two finished things in the last couple weeks, so that feels good. I guess I'll share with you my progress on my camisole. So, as I shared last time, I'm working on this gorgeous Kuutar top, camisole, whatever. And this is a really pretty lace pattern by Sari Nordlund. And I completed the front, and now I'm working on, there's so much yarn because it's still in progress, but I chose not to do the lace on the back. I'm just going to do a straight stockinette. I am using, in order to get gauge, I don't know, I'm really having a hard time like focusing. My camera, I mean. Well, me too. Anyway, I am using combination knitting here so that I can keep my very, very, I think, very tidy gauge, which is how I knit the front part too. And I'm knitting English style. So not only am I using the combination knitting technique when I'm purling, but I'm using English style to knit because I can get a much tighter fabric. So I'm just working the increases according to the chart, and once it matches up with this, then I get to connect them and knit stockinette for a while, and then I believe the pattern has you start at the armholes with an I-cord, and you kind of trace the edge of that and all the way up to create straps on both sides. So it's really beautiful. I'm excited to have this for, you know, summer, of course, I guess, summer nights, and but just it will fit into my wardrobe on the reg very well. So that is the Kuutar top. Oh, the yarn that I'm using is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I am in love with this yarn. Yes, I am. It is Moondrake. It is Moondrake wool, merino, and linen blend. So it's a superwash merino Here's the contents. I don't know how people get their camera. I guess I need to flip my camera. Maybe I'll try that this time. So the yarn content is 90% superwash merino and 10% linen, but it makes for this really wonderful kind of rustic, not rustic because it's so soft, but it's just an interesting yarn. Little blips of linen fabric are visible, and this color is incredible. It's called navy, but it really is just, it's got a lot of depth, and I am really enjoying working with it. And I think it's gonna feel so good next to my skin, so that's really cool. Okie dokes. I also very spontaneously cast something on. So I don't know why you would know this, but I am a big hiker, and my dog Juno and I go on hikes pretty much, if we can, every morning. So all of a sudden I was like, I need a hiking sweater because it's actually quite cold when we go. And I bought the pattern from Junko Okamoto, the Tanaka sweater. I think it's her most recent pattern. And I think that is so perfect for a hiking sweater. And so I cast it on. It's on size 10 needles or 9. Size 9 or 10. Hold on. I think it might be 10. Yeah. 10. Okay. 6mm needles, and because it's a hiking sweater, because that's what I saw. When I see this just looks like outdoors, you know, hiking, camping, etc. And I'm trying it with a yarn I've never used before, but was very affordable. And I'm not gonna try and pronounce it, or am I? Alafosslopi. It's an Icelandic wool, and the sweater unbelievably doesn't use that much yarn. I mean, at least the yoke. So the yoke, I used a charcoal gray, a creamy kind of apricot color, and black, which is the main color, and then this kind of heathered green that also, I have to say, has these like surprises of like bright green. I can't see if this is, anyway. So the way this has worked, I'm not doing it in order because, yeah, I'm not doing it in order. But I worked the yoke, and I was kind of like, I split for sleeves and then I tried it on, and I absolutely thought it was garbage. And so I was really worried, like, oh no, I have to frog this whole thing. This is hideous. It was so big and like puckery, and it looked really horrible. But then I thought, okay, I'm gonna wash it and block it and see what happens, because I've never used wool like this, and this is not, you know, the softest wool. Warm and cozy, ideal for outdoor wear. See? Okay, I knew it. So I washed and blocked it, which relaxed the fiber for sure. I would not call it softened, but it definitely relaxed it. And then I decided to just pick up and do the neck, because that I felt was gonna really tell me everything. And so I did. And the neckline is just picked up stitches and a 1x1 rib, and it is like folded. It's a folded collar, which I will tell you, my folded collars could not be more random. I am not gonna knit two together. You know, a lot of patterns say to just carefully line up all the stitches and knit them together, and to me that is like makes me feel like no, I cannot. It's also just as easy to take a thread and a needle. I always usually use the wool that I'm working with and just do a little, you know, stitching. So that's how I do it, and I don't even lock down every stitch, because I think it's nice to have a really loose, kind of relaxed feeling right around this neckline. I don't want a tight, you know, a tight neckline that's gonna like, I'm gonna have to pull hard over my head. But I have really enjoyed working with this yarn. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And I will list the colors because I don't believe they have names, they just have numbers. And I don't have, this is the cream. So I had 2 skeins of this kind of, it's actually a very apricot color. I don't know, the light is so weird, it's very gray in LA. Very gray. Let me pull it back here, maybe. It's just a very creamy, definitely got some light, kind of cocoa-y rust undertone, like apricot. And then I don't have any, I do have, anyway, 1 skein of the charcoal, which is this, 1 skein of the green, and then you, the main body is worked in this really pretty black yarn that has, it's like a heathery, tweedy sort of yarn. And I really thought it looked pretty on the website that I purchased it from, which is Wool, what is it called? Wool and Company. I have had a lot of success with Wool and Company, and that is a Chicago-based, I really don't know how big they are, but they carry a ton of yarn. They always have yarn in stock that I'm looking for, so that's been a good online resource for me, and that's where I bought all this yarn. Anyway, now that it fits and it looks really good, so I'm excited, and I'm just gonna keep going on it. I might give it a sleeve next, who knows, but let me show you if you can't see the tweedy parts. It's really, really, really pretty. It's really pretty. So that was very spontaneous. I was just like, maybe it's because I was doing all these like little bitty knits with like little bitty needles. I don't know, but I was just like, I need a hiking sweater. I need a hiking sweater. So that's actually really cool. This is gonna be a piece of knitwear that I'm really going to use for a specific purpose. I mean, of course I could wear it whenever I would like, but it actually feels good to like think about, you know, knitting something that's like for the rugged outdoors, you know, that makes me feel really good. I like that. I'm not showing every whip because I just want to show what I've been working on the last couple weeks. So I think my last whip is this beautiful blanket, the Mini Max by Pia Trans. And this is a kind of, I showed some of it last time, but I've made more progress. This is a blanket design that is amazing for leftover stash yarn. It's a really simple pattern. It You're basically just working short rows. And it's a great way to use up, you know, half skeins or leftovers, which is what I'm doing. And then it's also great for mini skeins. And that's what I'm doing too. So like, those of you who've been here for a while know I have this basket. Maybe I'll show it sometime. It's a beautiful basket actually, but yeah, there's a lot of mini skeins. So it really feels good to use stuff up. And so as I've been working on this, you know, there are so many color possibilities. And what I think I've decided is to sort of corral myself. Like my eyes are, you know, that feeling of like your eyes are bigger than your belly. Like you order all this deliciousness and then you're like, oh my God, I can't eat it all. That's sort of how I feel about this blanket. So because I started with this color palette, I am going to stick with this color palette. So I'm not going to veer. I mean, I say that now, but I think I'm going to stick to this color palette because I want to have this blanket for our living room, and I don't want it to be too insane. So yeah, I think I'm going to stay with this color palette, which doesn't necessarily mean the same yarns. I'm sure I will repeat some of the yarns because I still have leftovers. This is what I made the Cantabile collar out of. This is the Farmer's Daughter Fibers. Foxy Lady. And this is the softest, most luxurious feeling yarn. I absolutely am in love with it. So I'm just working away. Each panel, I believe, has 14 triangles. If you go according to the pattern, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, yeah, 14 triangles. And then you start on the second panel, and there are 3 panels in full, and then you can crochet them all together or hand stitch them together. I think I'm gonna block them all first because my triangles are a little wonky, like they aren't all symmetrical. So I kind of feel like I need to block it to get a perfect rectangle, and then I'll do, I think I'll crochet them together because I love how that like chain looks on the outside, the seam. So yeah, that's my Mini Max blanket, and it's a relaxing, nice knit because it's basically garter stitch. It's garter stitch and German short rows. So yeah. Okay, now I want to talk about the goodies that I got from the LA Yarn Co. And the very first place that we went was on Saturday. We went to Wild Fiber Studio, which is a yarn shop in Santa Monica, and my friend Jeannie, who I was with, she used to work there. So it was really fun to go there. She knows everybody who's there, and it was just nice to see new stuff that they have, and the shop looked really abundant and really nice. And the best thing that happened while I was there was that I became aware of, there was a company, a yarn company, that had a big table, sort of trunk show happening. And literally it was really hard to make any kind of choices there because everything was so gorgeous. However, I did make some choices and I'd love to share them with you. So the dyer's name is Sea Change Fibers. And this is the literal fingering weight, which is 100% Falkland Merino. And I also bought this, and the colorway, okay, the colorway is Yukon Gold Poppy, which I thought was really a sweet name. And then I bought the accompanying, it's actually seafoam lace is what it's called. And it's 438 yards, 53% baby alpaca, 34% silk, and 13% cashmere. So let me tell you what this feels like. Do I even need to tell you? Because I just listed off all of the different blends that are all together there, but it's really gorgeous. I mean, her sense of color is like, there were so many beautiful colorways. So I bought one and one, and I might make a collar or one of Miki Teriyaki little shawlettes, I'm not sure. But now I'm not as afraid to buy one skein, you know, because I know that there are so many accessories out there that, and little shawlettes that I can use them for. So again, these colors are called Yukon Gold Poppy. And what's super interesting, so I had never heard of this dyer. And we went to Wildfiber, we bought our yarn, and then like the next day, I'm on the newsletter for Moondrake and Yarn Co. And she was kind of previewing a, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was some collaboration with other dyers and maybe other products. I don't know if it's like an Advent thing, I can't recall, but guess who was on the list? So clearly people know the stuff. So anyway, Sea Change Fibers, she's in Southern California, and definitely worth checking out. I also bought this skein, which is, it's just so gorgeous. I don't know, it's really hard for me to show today. I don't know why. Anyway, this base is the Fjord Tweed Fingering. It's 89% American Merino and Rambouillet and 11% Noops. So there are these like funny little tweedy bits, but they're very soft. And I just love how they look. Love how they look. So I got one skein, and this is called Hedda. And again, I'm gonna make a little something something with this. It's gorgeous. So this I felt like was such a special score. This sea change fibers. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, and then that was Saturday. We just kind of went west on Saturday, and oh wait, I did get something else that I wanted to share because I think it is amazing. They had these little, I don't even know what they're called. They're called, well, they said that they are little kind of pouches for all of your knitting goods. This is by Mood, M-U-U-D, and this is a company I'm very familiar with. But these are so gorgeous. And I have to say, incredibly well priced. Like, I don't know. So basically what it is, it's a notions pouch. That's what they said. It's a notions pouch, but it's just so nice that it could even be like a clutch for going out to dinner. And this is what it looks like on the inside. There's like a little zipper pocket, and here, and it's just kind of like a folding, and there. anyway, I thought this was absolutely like so beautiful and the most elegant notions pouch, if that's in fact what I use it for, that I ever did see. So that was another thing I picked up there. And I also picked up the cutest scissors. I'm in love with mini snips. I always have them in each of my notions bags whenever I'm, you know, toting a project around. I can never find the ones I'm looking for ever. So it's like, okay. And Wild Fiber had these really, really adorable, like neon babies. So I got one of these, and these are by Super Snips. What I really love about this is that they have a cover. So when you reach in your bag, you don't have to cut yourself looking for the snips. So I also got that. So that was kind of my story from Saturday. Sunday, Jeannie and I went to the Little Knittery, which is a really cute, funky little knitting shop, yarn shop, and so much more. Like the woman that owns it is actually the woman who designed the original pussy hat. So she's really cool. And anyway, she also did the original design for the welcome blanket, which one of these days I'm gonna have an entire episode devoted to the welcome blanket because it is the most amazing organization. And I need to like remember that welcome blanket because I feel like it's such an incredible organization. But anyway, I'm all over the place. So at the Little Knittery, she had this huge table of Dream in Color smushy cashmere, and I've seen this yarn, and maybe even my mom gave me some of this yarn, but like in a really dark, muddy color. So when I saw this, okay, this is what I'm making my collar out of, BTW. So this is the softest, I mean, smushy cashmere is like 100% what it is. And oh my God, it's just so soft and stunning. And I am in love with every single color that is in the skein. I'm gonna like turn it around. There's like hot pinks, there's like army green, there's this bright Kelly green, there's funny yellow, like all this skein just like really spoke to me. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be the most perfect Cantabile collar. So I'm totally gonna cast this on. I'm really excited. And it is, I mean, it's called Dream in Color, but it is like such a dream to touch. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Okay, and it's called Alive 530. Love it. That was from the Little Knittery. And I also got, oh no, I don't have them with me, so never mind. So that was basically what I got from the Little Knittery, just a special skein. Then we went to a place called Altered Stitch, which was a tiny place in Studio City, I believe, or Burbank-ish, that I had never been to, but I'd certainly heard of. And that was really fun. They had a lot of like really funky dyers, like a lot that I've never heard of. They seemed very like shopped out, so, which is wonderful for them. But I didn't find a skein that like really grabbed my heart. But I did find something else that really grabbed my heart, which is this little tape measure. I mean, I can't resist these, whoops, these kind of things. How cute is that? Okay, I could not resist this. So I don't know the company that makes it because I have already tossed but these are round. These are not like, you know. So this was my little token from that shop, and I do love it so much. It definitely grabbed my heart. And what else? I think maybe those were no, we went somewhere else. Oh my God, my brain. I feel like we went to the Knitting Tree. We went to the Knitting Tree, LA, which is the chicken lady. Actually, I need to pause this video because I forgot to bring something in here. Apologies for the pause. I made another chicken, and I forgot to share it last time. But this is a chicken for my other son, who is in 8th grade. I'm sorry, but I cannot with the chickens. Chicken focus. Anyway, this is a squishy chicken. So the Knitting Tree LA is basically the birthplace of the emotional support chicken. And there must be 50 chickens in that shop. They've created kits. They have so cleverly named all these kits. They're just fantastic. And anyway, so that was really fun to go there. And honestly, we did see there was a beautiful table of porter wool, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I recall it was called. They had so many beautiful colors and gradients of colors. So it was very impressive, and I thought just absolutely gorgeous. Again, I didn't have, like, my heart was not grabbed. So I didn't purchase, what did I purchase there though? Oh yeah, another pair of scissors. So I love these little scissors. Obviously, I have like a scissor thing. These are just these tiny little snips. I love these. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of have a token from every place that we went. So I did get some tiny scissors, but it was just really fun to be around all those chickens. And my son really likes his chicken. It's very like sporty chicken, actually, now that yeah, blue eyes because my son has blue eyes. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so that is my story for the last couple weeks. I'm so happy because I did hear from 2 out of 3 of the recipients of yarn from the last episode. I'm still waiting to hear from 1 more. And both recipients received the yarn and loved it and sent me beautiful notes. So that just makes my heart so full and so happy. What else? It's starting, like, the next couple of weeks are really just, you know, what do my kids say? Grind. That's what they say. Gotta grind. And that's kind of what it feels like. So I'm gonna do my best over the summer to maintain a twice a month podcast, but it might be a little wonky. So I'm just wanting to let everybody know that. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and let me know what you're working on. And yeah, make a shawlette, you guys. Make we should have maybe the next knit along should be like a little shawlette along. Let me know what you think about that. Little accessories. Oh my God, knit alongs, hello. So the Pierre shawl, I am not that good at running knit alongs, clearly. Okay, so at the beginning of the year, I announced or began hosting the Pierre Affair over on Instagram, and it is a knit along that ends at the end of this month. So there's probably a week left. Lots of wonderful people knit up the shawl, which is what I knit up. There's a sock pattern, there's a sweater, there's a gorgeous Pearl Podcast. I'll link her below. Gay. She's she's living in Australia, I believe. And she is knitting up the sweater. So the Pierre patterns all come from Stephen West, and they are just a beautiful textured combination of, they all work so beautifully together. His original was sort of done in a fade, and I did not quite do that, but anyway, so it is wrapping up, and there are gonna be prizes for that as well. So I guess I will announce the prizes the next time I podcast, which will be after I don't know, maybe I should announce it on Instagram. We'll see, I'm not sure. But I'm super happy for everybody that joined in, because it is a fantastic pattern. And if you're just tuning in now, and if you want to check out those patterns, the shawl is absolutely gorgeous and heavy. It's like a DK weight, and it just is sumptuous and wonderful. And I could not recommend it more. So the Pierre Affair Cal, again, is going to be wrapping up May 31st. May 30th? January, February, May 31st. And that will have been my first knit along, which I think was way too long, because even I forgot about it. So that's not good. Anyway, so take care. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are. It is not shining here. It's all June gloom in Southern California. But I'll catch you on the next one, and take good care.